Very good morning, students. Today we are going to do with the formation of a company. Now, company is an association of persons wherein two or more persons join together to do some business activity which is legal. So it has to be incorporated or registered. Three types of company: private limited, public limited, and a one-man company. Now, when we have formation of a company is, how is it that we incorporate a company? There are 4 stages in the formation of a company. Firstly, it is promotion of a company, registration of a company, certificate of incorporation, and commencement of the business. Now, company's formation under the Companies Act 2013. Under this act, a company may be formed for any lawful purpose by 7 or more members to incorporate a public limited company and 2 or more members for a private company, or by a single person as one person company. I repeat, under the Companies Act 2013, a company may be formed for any lawful purpose by 7 or more members to incorporate a public company, 2 or more members for a private company, and a single person as one person company. Now, having done the stages of a company, the first one, let's do with the first one, which is promotion of a company. Now, before I start a company, I should be having some idea of what is it that I'm going to start, what is an activity that I'm going to start with. So, there should be a business idea which I'm going to commence or which I'm going to start. So, a promoter is a person who has or who brings this into livelihood, and then I get this business idea. He conceives this business idea. So, a business enterprise does not come into existence on its own. It comes into existence as a result of the efforts of an individual. It can be an individual person or a group of people or an institution that we would like to start this activity. That is, it has to be promoted by some person or persons. It might be a big one in which we take it as a public limited, depends on the activity of the business, its context. If it might be a small one, then it can be a private limited company with limited number of people and resources. So depending on that, we decide whether it's going to be a private limited, public limited, or a one-man company. The process of business promotion begins with the conceiving of an idea and ends when the idea is translated into action. That is, the establishment of the business enterprises and commencement of its business. So, I should have a business idea. It's not just sufficient that the promoter has an idea. Now, this promoter can be one single person or group of persons. So, he has to have an idea, and it ends when this idea is put into action. That is when the promotion of a company or when the commencement of its business happens. Now, who is a promoter? As we already discussed, a successful promoter is a creator of wealth and an economic profit. The person who is concerned with the promotion of business enterprise is known as the promoter. He is a person who brings in the business idea, and how I bring it into action is a promoter. He conceives the idea of starting a business and takes all the measures required for bringing the enterprise into existence. Am I clear? So, a promoter is a person. First, it starts with him, wherein he brings up an idea, and then when he takes all the measures to bring up an enterprise into existence. So, the first stage is promotion of a company, wherein I should have a business idea and I will bring it up into existence. There are different types of promoters, such as professional promoters, who normally their work is professional. They are into it, promoting a company or a business idea. Occasional, as the word says, very fewer times or sometimes that they enter into promotion. Promoter companies, financial promoters who only provides finance. Entrepreneurs are also coming as a promoter of a company, lawyers and engineers. So these are the different types of promoters. Once I have a business idea, I know that I can bring it into existence, second step which I would do is registration of a company, which is compulsory. as per law. Because this is as per law, so if in case tomorrow anything happens, if I need to sue, or if I need to sue someone, or if the public wants to sue, since this is a public or a private limited which involves huge number of capital, so registration of a company is compulsory. Now, how do I do the registration? It is registration that brings a company into existence. A company is properly formed only when it is duly registered under the Companies Act. It might have been registered under the previous Companies Act 1956, or if it is a new company, it has to be registered under the Companies Act 2013. What is the procedure for registration? In order to get the company registered, the important documents required to be filed with the registrar of the companies are as follows. The first one is Memorandum of Association. The last class we did with what is Memorandum of Association. It is a primary document which contains various clauses like the name clause, the situation clause, object clause, liability clause, capital clause, and the nomination or nominee clause. So all these clauses are the primary requirement of which comes in the Memorandum of Association. So this Memorandum of Association is to be signed by a minimum of 7 persons for a public company, and by 2 persons in case of a private company, and just 1 person in case of a one-man company, which also has to be properly stamped. Next is the Articles of Association. Articles of Association contains with the capital, what is the amount required, the share capital, how is it that I am going to issue, how is it that I am going to allot, in case of cancellation or forfeiture, what is the procedure that I need to follow, how I am going to select the directors, the qualification, removal of directors, managers, and what are the various activities that I am going to carry on. All these needs to be mentioned in the Articles of Association. Now, this Articles of Association is a document which has to be signed by all those persons, that is 7 persons, 2 in case of a private limited, 7 in the case of a public company, and 1 in the case of a one-man company. So, this document, the Articles of Association, is to be signed by all those persons who have signed the Memorandum of Association. Got it? So, first, what are the different documents which has to be submitted? First is Memorandum, then is Articles of Association. Then the list of directors with their names, address, occupation is to be prepared and filed. Then written consent of the directors. It's not just sufficient I write down the list of directors. They have to give a consent as well, that they would be willing to be they are willing to be the directors of the so and so company. So a written consent of the directors that they have agreed to act as directors has to be filed with the registrar along with a written undertaking to the effect that they will take qualification shares and will pay for them as well. Next is the notice of the address of the registered office. It is also customary to file the notice of the address of the company's registered office at the time of incorporation. It is to be given within 30 days after the date of incorporation. And finally, it is a statutory declaration, which is as per law, it has to be declared by any advocate of the Supreme Court or of a High Court, or an attorney or pleader entitled to appear before a High Court, or a practicing chartered accountant in India who engages in company formation, or by a person indicated in the articles as director, managing director, secretary, or manager of the company, mentioning that requisites of the Act and the rules thereunder have been complied with. It is to be filed with the registrar of the company. So any one of these have to tell or take an undertaking that all the rules of the Companies Act have been complied with the registrar of the company. So they have to give a statutory declaration. Now, when the required documents have been filed with the registrar along with the prescribed fees, there is a fees involved as well. What would the registrar do? He would scrutinize, check if the documents are correct, and proper verification of each document which will be done. If the registrar is satisfied, the name of the company is entered in the register, and then the registrar issues a certificate which is known as the Certificate of Incorporation. Clear with the first 2 steps? First is the promotion And the second one is the registration of the company. There are various documents and certain requirements which has to be given to the registration, and once the registrar scrutinizes and it is convinced that all are satisfied, then he gives a certificate of incorporation. Third, certificate of incorporation. On the registration of Memorandum of Association and the other documents, the registrar will issue a certificate which is known as the Certificate of Incorporation. The issue of certificate is the evidence of the fact that the company is incorporated and requirements of the Companies Act have been complied with. Once, the last step is certificate of commencement of business. So as soon as a private company gets a certificate of incorporation, it can commence its business. A public company can commence its business only after getting the certificate of commencement of business. After the company, now once the private limited gets the certificate of commencement of business, then it can start with the business activity. It goes only in the case of a public limited company, whereas a private limited company, once it receives a certificate of incorporation itself, it can start. Now why is it that certificate of commencement of business is required in case of a public company? Is there is public capital subscription which I need to get money from the public. So only if I get the minimum subscription from the public, then I would be able to start, otherwise I would not be able to start a company. Now, once I receive the certificate of incorporation, after that a public company limited gets the certificate of incorporation. Once it gets, it issues prospectus for inviting the public to subscribe to its share capital. So it fixes the minimum subscription. The minimum subscription of share capital would be around, at least normally it is 90%. So at least 90% of the minimum subscription has to be received. Then it is required to sell the minimum number of shares mentioned in the prospectus. After completing the sale of the required number of shares, a certificate is sent to the registrar along with a letter from the bank stating that all the money is received. After this, the registrar then scrutinizes the documents once again. If he is satisfied, he issues a certificate which is known as Certificate of Commencement of Business, and this is conclusive evidence for the commencement of business. So this is how the formation of a company takes place. Let's quickly do with what are the processes which are involved. Now as we have already done, now let's quickly go through the different stages. The different stages are, first is promotion of a company, under which I conceive an idea and then I see that this is put into action. So firstly, it is a promoter who conceives an idea. It can be a single person or a group of persons who wants an idea which has to be, and what is the idea of starting a business, and he takes all the measures required for bringing the enterprise into existence. Once I have a business idea, I decide that this is what I am going to do, or this is the activity, depending on the number of persons, a liability and the capital required. I start with the second stage, which is the registration of a company. So I require for certain documents, which is Memorandum of Association, Articles of Association, List of Directors, Written Consent of the Directors, Notice of the Address of Registered Office and a Statutory Declaration. Once the registrar is convinced, he gives me a certificate of incorporation. Private limited can start the company once it receives a certificate of incorporation, but a public limited has to receive, first it has to issue a prospectus inviting the public to subscribe for its share capital. Until it receives a minimum subscription, the required number of shares, a certificate is sent to the registrar along with the letter of the bank stating that the minimum subscription is received. And once the registrar scrutinizes documents and it is satisfied that all the certificates are in accordance, then it issues a certificate of commencement of business. So after which only the public companies can start its business activity. Are we clear till here? So this is a formation of this is how the formation of a company goes.